Welcome to the Lidat Podcast. I am your host, Sam. Feel free to call me Sammy, Poppy, whatever. I'm your pops. That's right. I'm your pops. I'm your pops as well too. Ba-boom. I'm joined today by Jose, Guerrero, Platano, something else, Banana Boat. He swam here. Who knows? I think he's illegal. I can't prove it though, and I'm not the cop. What's up, Jose? How you doing?
Sensational. That's what I do.
Sensational.
Sensational. It's a new word. I mean, it's not a new word, but it's something that I forgot. It's an old meme. I don't know if you remember it.
Oh, sensational.
Sensational. The guy, yeah.
It's Future.
That was Future?
Yeah, it's Future.
You sure?
Yeah, I'm sure.
Oh, anyways. He said the word sensation, and I'm like, what remember that word? Funny. Anyways, I'm just fine. That was good.
How was your week?
So was my week.
Yes. It is your week because you was in it. And
I don't know, there's nothing crazy happened.
He's not a good conversation. Alright. We're here. I guess we're mostly going to talk about whatever's going on with this election.
For a little bit.
I'll give out some information and what I know about it and whatnot. First, let's start with a very simple question to the people inside this room. I have one right here, and then Jose. When we were looking at the election, did you believe when it came to the not early polling, but early voting, like when you saw the numbers, did it or did it not seem that Trump was about to win the election? You didn't see that for you? What website were you looking at though?
I was just looking at the regular.
When you Google, it gives you a website. I mean, it doesn't give you a.
Well, that and there was in Apple. There was a chart that was showing, and at the beginning, I used to have a lot of going for Biden more than Trump. I mean, Trump for me was always behind, but keep in mind I was not on top of it. But Trump was always behind in all states.
Sure, but I called. I sent you. Well, I called Florida for you before it was actually official.
Mm-hmm.
Like it wasn't official on any of the news sites until probably 10 o'clock that night. Florida. I let you know Florida was Trump probably like 8:30. It's based off the numbers. Just they're showing you a lot of. So a lot of these sites or news sites aren't showing you the voting ratio. So for example, like a place like Arizona, right? I think it was closing, and they called it for Biden. But at the close of the polling or the voting, it was showing that for every 3 votes, Biden was only getting 1, and Trump was getting the other 2. So by that projection, Trump was going to win Arizona, and they didn't count the ballots for whatever reason in Nevada either. So it's like you look at the numbers. Like some of the states might show blue because someone's ahead at that particular time, and you have to remember those early mail-in voting. So a lot of Democratic cities mailed in first or early.
Okay.
So all those votes are already there, and Trump is just each time he's incrementally just going up and up and up and up because his base was in-person voting. Right. So like that's what I was saying. Like for the most part, those numbers or those initial numbers weren't the numbers you had to look at. The numbers you had to look at is the in-person voting for every 3 or 5 votes, who was getting what, and that was basically gonna tell you where it was pushing. At 50, I think it was like 50%, 54%, in Pennsylvania when they stopped the vote, Trump was ahead. Right, and it was the same thing in Georgia, and for whatever reason, that shit just shifted. I looked at some crazy number where it was like they stopped the numbers in Pennsylvania, and Trump was ahead in Pennsylvania, but I think like 120,000 votes, something like that. It was like a number around there, and they found a swath of ballot votes. There was the exact number he needed to catch up. Not out of 128,000 votes. Not one was for Trump. Only Biden's number shot straight up. Trump's number stayed the same. I'm like, it was kind of fishy. It's kind of strange. Same thing with Michigan. He was up in Michigan, shifted. And then apparently in Michigan went to Biden. The same thing happened in Wisconsin. All these states. The same thing with North Carolina and Georgia. All these states Trump was up in. And the mail-in ballots for Biden already came through, and out of nowhere, the numbers just started showing up. So it seems strange to me, and just to give an update to everybody, now it seems that we're going back to how old are you?
15.
15.
Almost 16.
So you weren't alive in the 2000. You wasn't alive yet.
2000. I was born 2004.
2000. There was a court case. It was Bush versus whoever else ran against him, and that was the first time the election was pushed back. Not the election, but like the who if we knew was going to become the president of the United States was pushed back off of the simple fact that that was the first time in U.S. history that the person that won the popular vote wasn't the person that won the presidency. That's when the electoral college really took place, and no one knew how that was going to work. And the Supreme Court ruled the electoral college is more representative of the country, right? So now we're in another situation again where I'm trying to make this quick. So Pennsylvania passed a law in 2019 that it was Act 77, and on the law books it states that the ballots, if a mail-in ballot is cast, right, it cannot be counted past 8 a.m. I mean 8 p.m. because that's when all the precincts close in Pennsylvania. So even if you mailed your ballot in or your vote in, it doesn't matter after that allotted time right there. I'm pretty sure Pennsylvania was allowed to start early voting like almost, I want to say a month ago, like weeks ago. And now, the Supreme Court inside Pennsylvania had allowed a law to be passed that allowed people from Pennsylvania for their votes to be counted 3 days after the election. The issue with that is that's unconstitutional. Because in the Constitution it states what day we're supposed to know when we have a president, what day the votes come in, and everything else. So this is going to go to the courts. This whole election is going to go to the courts. The next 4 years, what we're going to do, what president we're going to have, is going to go in the courts. And this is the argument for Trump. The argument Trump's team, I believe, and this is more educational than anything else, because since I am not a lawyer, I cannot give legal advice, right? So this is more for education. I believe the Trump's team legally are in sound standing with the law, and Pennsylvania's Supreme Court are voted for. They're not just put in by the person in charge, which is unique, because that means they're decided by politics. They're not decided by who knows the law best. We're like the U.S. Supreme Court. The Supreme Court for the U.S. is chosen by the President of the United States, and it's based off their law history, right? In Pennsylvania, they elect, like the people that live there elect their Supreme Court justices, which suggests that if, let's say, you live in a place like Philly, which is purely Democrat, then you are more likely to hire a Democratic Supreme Court justice. Or we can even go somewhere else. If you were to go to another rural area of Pennsylvania, then you would elect a Republican. The thing with being in the Supreme Court is it's not supposed to be a political party. Its main job is to just defend us with laws that are passed by either the state or the federal government. They're not supposed to interject and allow partisan laws to be passed. Does that make sense to you?
Not really.
Does it make sense to you?
He's basically saying the Supreme Court is there to defend the Constitution and their interpretation of it. They're not Democrat. They're not Republican. They're no party. They're just the Supreme Court.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
They're just think of it like a neutral.
Yeah, they're neutral.
Neutral police is meant to keep the peace.
They're just meant to read the Constitution and interpret it the best way they can.
Mm-hmm.
That's essentially what it is.
Now, but this time the Supreme Court did something. The Supreme Court for Pennsylvania had did something interesting. They allowed a law to be passed that is not in my opinion, is not constitutional. I think the argument is going to be, one, all those ballots that were allowed to be cast beyond the original date are going to be thrown away. Two, any unverifiable ballot or vote should not be counted. You gotta look at IDs. People that didn't bring their IDs, signatures, frauds, and that stuff. It should be, in my opinion, thrown away. right? So it's like, I mean that's how I see it going, in my personal view. If it didn't go that way, I wrote down something right here. Uh, I put the argument that if you count the legal ballots that cast Trump, if you count the legal ballots that were cast, Trump wins the election. If you add non-verifiable ballots, Biden wins the election, and that's kind of how I view this whole thing going. It's depends on the court, what the court thinks or believes was constitutional or not. But I think the Trump's idea to appoint Amy Coney Barrett, who is a not contextual, a textual reader of the Constitution. Do you know what that means?
They just see what it is.
Yeah, they see what it is. Yeah, exactly. So she doesn't put her own political bias when it comes to reading it. She reads the Constitution. The Constitution. If you violate the Constitution, then whatever you pass just doesn't. It's not there. Get this shit the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
So with him passing her into this, for President Trump getting ACB into the Supreme Court, it might just be the tipping thing he needs. I believe the other 4 Supreme Court justices that were put in there by Democratic leadership will only vote towards Democrat because it has shown that they have. But now with the other 5 Supreme Court justices, when there's 9 inside of there, I believe those 5 will vote with Trump. And if so, that's it. I think Trump's gonna be the next president. If not, then Biden's gonna become the next president, and I'm moving to fucking Texas.
I was gonna ask you.
Yeah, I was talking to someone today, and she was asking, oh, when are you gonna move when your girl this and that, blah blah blah. I was like, none of your business, right? But for the most part, she was like, oh, you guys gonna live in New York or not? I'm like, if Biden wins, I'm going to Texas. If Trump wins, I'll stay in New York.
I heard that he's only charging the upping tax to people that gain 40,000 and more.
400,000.
400,000 or more. Biden. The new tax law.
I mean,
If it passes, because
I said if it passes, yeah, because the Republicans just took the Senate.
so it's not a guarantee that
It's not a guarantee that it's gonna pass.
Yeah, but either way, it's only people that gain 400,000 or more that are gonna get charged the extra tax.
But you know what?
That's not true though. It's never been that way. And I'm not gonna say almost all. A lot of the tax bills that are passed by Democrats end up falling towards us, because people that have more money than us have ways of shifting their money so it won't show. Like it won't show that they made that amount of money.
And it's not even only that. It's that because I've been watching this podcast from Pat Davidson, and he was explaining to me, it's like, okay, if we tax the rich, it's fine. We can tax them, but this is what's gonna happen. He runs an independent business. He's an entrepreneur. If he's taxed more, that doesn't only affect him; it affects his workers. Mm-hmm. Because the fact that he's being taxed more, that means he's gonna have to let go more people. And if he needs to let go more people, that means it's gonna affect, I guess, I don't know, the middle.
It affects everyone.
It affects everyone. So you can tax the rich. That's cool. They either will move and you will lose your jobs. Like, it's not just, oh, just tax the rich. It's not gonna affect us. It's gonna trickle down and it's gonna affect you. But another thing that pissed me off is that you see people being like, oh, don't worry about it. You only make $15 an hour at Burger King. Why you care? And I'm like, bro, it's like you have no aspirations to ever make more money than just $15 an hour. So you're not thinking of the future. You're just thinking of the now. And you're thinking you'll be broke forever. So, okay, they're taxing you more. But aren't you progressively going to earn more income? I earn more money now than I did
even a year ago, yeah.
And I'm going to continue to grow. So eventually, they're going to tax my ass. Actually, they fucking tax my ass heavy because I don't want to talk about it, but I got a big fat bonus. And I was like, yo, I'm about to move to fucking Texas.
And they taxed this shit crazy, right?
Yeah, it was like 45%. And it was a big check too. I was like, yo.
I mean, when you look at the percentages, they're talking about the taxes going all the way to like 62% in New York City.
Yeah, it was 60%.
58% in New York State. Do you know how insane that is?
That's insane.
That is
If you
insane.
gain 100, that's more than 50.
That's
But you
just
shouldn't.
gone.
Even if it's let's just say it's 400,000. It's 400,000.
That's still not. That's still not fair.
Yeah, 62%.
And you have to think about this, right? If we were to assume that money equals power, if we were to assume that money equals power in America, right? And they were able to take away money from the people that have all the money, what makes you think they can't attack us and do the exact same thing they did to them to us?
Yeah.
And you have to think, when people that have money continue to get money, it sounds bad to some people, but also we get the products that we need. Like, you probably don't remember, but like MetroCards, when I first moved to New York, MetroCards wasn't a thing. They're using tokens, like coins, instead for the system.
Was when
Okay.
For subway.
I haven't been here for that long. I always use MetroCards.
Yeah.
Not even just that. What else? What else do we take for granted? There's like certain things that we have now, just didn't exist back then. And you know, the more a society elevates in currency or well-being, the people that are creating all the products need to have space to do it. I mean, remember the first iPhone? They didn't have a YouTube app.
Oh yeah.
YouTube did not
in
exist.
2008, right?
YouTube did not exist until 2004.
04.
04 is when YouTube existed, right? Do you want to go back to a time when YouTube doesn't exist?
I wouldn't be alive, so I mean.
Listen, what I have learned in this past election is that the most uneducated voters are college educated. Every single one of those fucking assholes.
You saw the statistic I put up?
What?
Trump did better in every group of people in America
Yeah.
except white men.
Because they're cunts.
He did better with white women. He did better with
No,
Latinos.
white women I thought he did worse.
No, he did better with white women.
Oh.
He did better with Latinos. He did better with black people. Any other group of people he did better than. The only people in America that he did worse with was white men. Apparently the people that control the patriarchy.
It was 8% black, 50% Latino. That's only two I know.
If,
But it was bigger than last year, because last year I think it was 4%.
you know something? If my age group could vote, every single one of them would be for Biden. I know that for a fact.
Yeah, because I feel like schools indoctrinate you into one version of thinking.
I mean, not even schools, just colleges in general. Like, most of the people that are against Trump are in college. That's your college education.
No, I'm talking about just school in general. Indoctrinate you to.
because
Right now, they're trying to start indoctrinating kindergartners into sex talk, like sex education.
goddamn.
And so you would learn about transgenderism and all that stuff at such a young age.
What?
I know they're trying to make it legal to vote when you're 16.
I remember before I forgot when the law was passed, especially over here in New York, that if you were going to take a sex ed class, you had to ask your parents for permission
Oh
first.
yeah.
it was.
Yeah.
It's not that way anymore.
Is there anymore?
It's not.
No.
Eighth
At least
grade.
for me, no. I went in high school. They put us all inside a gymnasium during our gym class. I'm like, what the fuck are we in here for? It made us all sit down and we had to take sex education like that.
Damn, no, because they ask me every year.
Yeah.
I was
2
never
years
asked.
ago, 8th grade.
Because you were in the ghetto
the
Bronx.
teacher-
Huh?
You were in the ghetto Bronx. They're gonna make sure you fuckers are not.
Sure, but still, if it was able to happen in the Bronx, and the Bronx went straight blue, and Manhattan went straight blue, only Queens and Brooklyn had any type of Republican support there. Staten Island did, and then the rest of the state.
Oh, maybe that's why they were. That's why maybe Queens and Brooklyn they're asked for the paper because they has
Yeah,
some type of
'cause
Republican. I mean, that's
two-
just me speculating. I don't know.
2 years
Probably
ago,
bullshit.
8th grade, they gave me the teacher wanted to teach us about HIV and AIDS and stuff. To give us all a note.
Yeah, mine
took
too.
us out the class.
My last year too.
I think last year as well. Don't remember though.
No,
Yeah.
for me, I never had that a paper to sign. They just gave it to me. Literally.
Oh yeah, to me they asked even
It
in high school.
might just be a different school or something. Maybe.
And not even just that. I
maybe
remember.
different district rules.
I remember middle school, because I believe Obama became president when I was going into 9th grade. Right, like I remember associates teachers talking about the election and stuff like that to the kids. I remember when Romney was running against him. My economics teacher was talking about it. Oh, Romney's such a bad guy, this and that, blah blah blah. And it's like, now that I'm older, it's like I kind of realized my boy Javon is the first person I probably met that supported Trump. First person. I remember a Facebook post I made too, when Kanye West supported President Trump, and I was like, how can this guy go from saying George Bush don't care about black people to not liking President Trump? He a coon. He this and that. Blah blah blah. Right, and then Javon hit me with the, so what do you think about me? I'm like, what do you think about me? What do you mean? And then he told me that he supported Trump, and I couldn't even understand the idea of not being Democratic or just not being a Democrat. The idea of it never occurred to me, right? And I sat down, listened to his ideas. Still, I was all against his ideas, and it was until after Trump won, and I started seeing all the news outlets and stuff like that, and I'm like, it seems very coordinated. Everything is. It was never this bad for Obama. For the most part, it wasn't as bad for Bush. Don't get me wrong. Bush got some pushback for Iraq, but it was never that bad for Bush. It was the first time I witnessed a coordinated attack with politics, the populace, and politicians all against Trump at the same time. And it made me wonder why. Right, then I started seeing things like the First Step Act getting passed, which took people out of prison that looked like me for nonviolent offenses. Right, I started seeing that more black and brown people were getting off of like welfare and shit like that. Like your mother's not on it. People like your mother stopped being on it. And I'm like, okay, I'm not really seeing the issue. And then when I saw the pictures of the kids in cages, I was like, I can't support this guy. And I had Google because I forgot who I looked at. I think it was Candace Owens that they put up. It was years ago. Those cages weren't even from the Trump administration. They were from the Obama administration. Like, no fucking way. Googled it. It was true. I'm like, holy shit. And it made me realize, if you just do research on anything, at least at that point in time, the Democrats say, it's almost always a lie. They always almost make shit up. I was like, so it was like, it was a big shift for me. But I think, I'm like, anything else you want to add to politics or whatever? Questions? Comments, concerns?
Shit.
Huh?
23 minutes.
I don't know. I guess for me, I learned a lot this past election. Just to think for myself mainly. Just to understand that everyone from college is just an imbecile.
Keep talking.
And a fucking idiot. But other than that, I don't know. I just hope this is going to be over soon. Whoever wins, wins. And we can move on from this. That's just what I feel about it. Yeah.
Next topic.
A lot of politics.
Yeah, we got the politics out the way quick. Just wanted to get that shit out of our system. Go by it. Oh shit! Before we close, you fucks have been looking at my Instagram stories and have been blocking me all week. I see you. I know you. And I'll find you.
Damn.
I don't know why there's so much. Are they winning? This is the.
I don't give a fuck. Honestly, I don't.
Honestly, I had my fun with seeing the Trump supporters freak out. Now I kind of want Trump to just flip it, and then I want to see them freak out.
Yeah, man.
Funny.
There was like this girl. She's cool. She's a cool girl, but she's fucking psychotic too when it comes to like politics. I can't deal with the fact that Nevada might go for Trump. Like, she was like crying and everything, and I'm like,
see something crazy?
What?
I'm gonna show you this, bro. I gotta show you this. As soon as I saw it, I'm like, these people are dumb. Like, I can't believe these people are allowed to teach.
What, teachers?
Teachers, just people that, bro, you're going to college, and I feel like when you go to college, you become less educated.
I feel like I'm in high school and I'm becoming less educated.
I gotta show it, bro. I have to show you this. Just give me 5 seconds. I'll find it.
All right, we'll wait 5 seconds while we wait for Jose Platano Guerrero
1
to.
Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi,
Suck my
4
cock.
Mississippi.
Wow.
That's.
Wow.
Bro,
You
when
definitely
I
part of
went out,
Latinx, right? Wait. I'm confused. People of color, women, men, white people, white women, white men.
Oh, I know. Is it one of those things with the skulls?
No. It's basically saying that if colored people were voting, that it would be all democratic and something about white. It's another white power nonsense.
It's stupid.
It's just stupid.
It's stupid.
It's just stupid.
It's just stupid. Okay.
And
It's just stupid.
Oh, that's gonna be a meme in a few
Can you believe
years.
that people pay
It's
for
just
this shit?
stupid.
Like, what are they learning in college? What was I learning in college?
I don't know. You ain't. You tell me. What did you learn? In
I don't know.
college?
I just feel like, you know what? I feel like people can't think for themselves. I think this is what it is. Colleges, schools in general, teach you a formula. You just
No,
do
but
what you're told.
I feel like
There's
when you
no free thinking.
but I feel like when you start questioning people, their ideas start breaking down. I think that's the main important thing. When you meet someone like that, just start asking them questions. There's gonna be two reactions. Oh shit! I never thought about that, or outrage.
But that's what I'm saying. They can't think outside the box. They're just stuck in this narrow path.
Sure, but that's fine. Let the outrage. See what comes after the outrage is that you put a doubt inside their brain, and you let that doubt sit inside their brain and start festering. It grows into a tree, and then bada boom, bada bing. Eventually, that person's like, "Yeah, I was fucking tripping." Think about this: any kid that ever went emo before, for the most part, stops being emo.
I think it's just a phase.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just
As
a
soon as they
phase,
get out of
Mom.
college and they deal with the real world, they get out that damn phase.
It's not a phase, Mom. This is who I am.
That's who I am. All right. Well, there was a couple of conspiracy theories, but they have to do with like mailing and stuff.
Let's
like that.
reset the shit. Rewind it.
You want me to do it?
This one.
No, fool. I'll do it. Okay. No, I was just gonna say there was conspiracy theories, but it had to do with mailing and saying that Trump supporters just don't want to take the L, which at first I honestly was like, yo, I think you people just don't want to take the L, but I'm seeing some things that are being posted. Like there was this lady that she was just filing, just voting. She was just doing them and approving them and passing them away. Now I don't know if it could be all a setup. I don't know if it's true or not. It's just kind of fishy.
Not even just that. There's a video of a guy that he's inside of the Pennsylvania voting area where he's supposed to verify the ballots in the first place, and you won't let him get within 10 feet of any of the people that's signing the shit.
Oh, I heard. Apparently, like, Iran and Russia are starting to tell people like, oh, just put in some votes, they'll accept it. I forget like the specifics, but like they got some info that you could just. You don't even have to be in the country. You don't even have to be a citizen. You can just put in some votes. They did it separately, but don't know if it's sure or not.
All right, man. Let's start talking about some shit. Oh man, he's out here just.
I have to deal with 100 things.
He's out here just finger fucking his phone.
I have to deal with 100 things because
Let's see.
people. It's like if I'm not here, this whole world falls apart.
Well, that's not true.
What do you
This
mean?
whole fucking world falls apart. It's like I have to handle everything. I feel like I have to handle everything. In this fucking
Oh,
family.
really? All right.
It's like you
Ma-
people can't function 5 minutes just properly
Oh, really?
without something being just messed up. What are you gonna say? Something. Say something.
All right. Mom asked me. Mom says, "Hey, we need more dish soap." Who did she ask?
You're a liar, just like your father.
Oh, real? I'm the liar. Every single time that mom wants me to buy.
We're gonna have
wants
to cut all
buy
this shit
something-
out the podcast. This shit
Oh,
is
this shit, we were
ass.
saying this shit.
No, every single time that mom says that we need something in the house, she always asks me or Jesus.
You have
Mommy.
nothing to do all
I
day.
take care of Camila. You want to not work?
She
take care of
goes to
Camila?
school for half a day.
She goes to school 2 days out of the 5 days of the week. God damn it!
Other than that, all you have to do is just rock and roll. You know what? You know what?
Have you seen the mess that Camila does on a daily basis?
This is not what I asked for when I said I wanted a brother all those years ago.
Well, it's what you're getting.
It's just useless.
You're
It's your
useless.
father.
You're useless.
All right, moving on.
Damn, for
All right,
yourself.
let me say something real quick, and this goes out to all the ladies that are mentally insane. They cannot grow up for some reason, who get cheated on by the hood guy across the street, and then complain that all men are trash. Let me explain to you what this little rage is coming from. So this girl on Instagram, she posts like a day ago or two that I don't like. I think she lives in Florida right now. She's like, oh man, I can't deal with this Florida man. I need my hood guy. hood N-word, whatever. I need my hood guy. And I'm like, okay. Moving on. Then 2 days later, she's like, I can't deal with men. They just don't respect me. And in my head, I'm like, bro, is it the men don't respect you, or is it one, you pick the worst type of men that don't respect you, or two, you just don't respect yourself? Like, you know those girls that just post like the most like hoish pictures in planet of Earth?
Yeah,
And then-
but the argument they're gonna make is this should not make men act a certain way. In what world?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, in those kind of cases, bro, I always say to women, do people steal? Yes. Do people maybe eat too much food sometimes? Yes. Maybe drink too much drink sometimes? Yes. People are fucking corrupted. Or just, they're not fucking perfect. No one says there's a horde of men just out here just looking to like to do bad things to females. No one thinks that. But truth of the matter is, there are some sick freaks that will do these things.
Continue.
And I think for the most part, us men want to protect the women.
It's not even that. It's just you pick the fucking. First of all, are you gonna be like, oh, I want my hood guys? What do you want out of a hood guy? Like, are you looking for like what is a hood guy? Like, do you want a man?
Sounds like they just want to get punched in the ribs just over and over. Yeah, give my
So when they get punched in the rib, that's what they want, and then
That's
they're
what
gonna
they
complain.
want. I had an ex-girlfriend like that.
And she just wanted a
No,
fucking.
my ex, I had an ex-girlfriend, straight hood rat, that she would hit me, smack me and everything, right? And then like I would like grab her and push her off me. She would fall down and start crying and stuff like that. And why would you do that? And I'm like, well, I didn't want to hit you. Maybe that's what I want. I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with this bitch? It was some wild shit. I remember that shit so vividly inside my noggin that she was like smacking me, scratching me, and stuff like that. I go like this. Stop. Stop hitting me. Boom. She fell down like a fucking, like you throw a stone inside a stream, bro. She fell down like gravity only existed on her body, bro. Just boom. Started crying. Ugliest cry I've ever seen before in my fucking life.
Okay. Okay.
Look, you about to get killed. What did you text her?
I fucking. Well, I mean, I texted her like 20 times, saying, "Mommy, mommy, mommy."
But yeah. Fuck, other one. Yeah, man. And then she's on the floor crying stuff like that, and like she's like, then her head starts spinning like freaking Exorcist, and she's like, and I'm like, how to do that? So I want to hit you. Maybe that's what I want. Maybe that's what I want. And then she ended up getting pregnant by some other guy in the future, and then he used to beat up on her, and she got what she wanted.
So let me get this straight. So a girl that wants a hood guy wants a hood guy because she wants to be treated like trash, and then when the hood guy leaves, she wants to be able to say that all men are trash.
No, I feel like females just want to fix things. They want to fix people. Like, just how men want to fix cars or just, like, things in general. Females want to fix people as if they're the saviors of the universe or whatever.
Lovely.
Yeah, man.
Lovely.
Some more female psychiatrists than are male psychiatrists for a reason.
Because they're mental.
No, because it's not really even real science. You can't say to them, well, you don't know what you're talking about, but science. But psychiatry isn't really science. Kind of like guessing science. They kind of see some patterns and shit, and they go like, you know what? I think this is science.
Yeah, they're just mental. They're just mental. It's just like, I see this so much from so many freaking women. Some of them be like, I had to walk around with my fucking keys like this at night, and this shouldn't be the reality. Because, it sucks that I have to walk like this all the time. And in my head, I'm like, First of all, bitch.
I feel like, and I also feel like girls don't think that men are more endangered by men than females are by men.
You mean that?
Men kill men. Men beat up men more often than anyone else.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So it's like, this shouldn't be reality. I'm like, okay, this guy with his blood pooling on the floor after getting sliced in his jugular, that shouldn't be reality either, but it is reality. You have to be willing to protect yourself. I mean, I think that's pretty standard.
Pepper spray, tasers.
Yeah.
Like you can buy those.
You
buy
can.
like some high-end tasers that would just like collapse you.
Putting keys on your if you ever take down a guy with some keys on as fake knuckles, that guy he needed to go down. He is whack at whatever he's trying to attempt to do. Trash. But there are Ted Bundys in the fucking world that's not gonna work on.
It's just so dumb. I just don't understand females' logic. It's like they complain about men, but they're like the angels. Whatever. Moving on.
Listen, man, you already knew the whole female thingy was kind of like not going anywhere when only women of a certain type of thinking are able to be together.
You know what? I actually remembered. I actually texted this girl because she ended up posting another question being like, why do all men lie? And I asked, about what? Because you have to be a little more specific. Like lying about their status, lying about the real reason they want to be with you. And she was like, about everything. And I was like, well, that's answering my question.
Do they think that...
I mean, I just told her, like, listen, it could be about many things. It could be because they want to impress you, and it could be because they just want to fuck you and leave you, because that's all you're good for. I didn't actually say it like that, but I said maybe because they just want to fuck you and leave you and they don't know how to say it. And I moved on. Because it's just dumb. It's like, bitch, you don't value yourself, you think they're going to value you? I don't know. It's my rant. I can move on.
What do you want to move on to?
New Jersey legalized weed.
Oregon legalized all the
Everything.
drugs.
Actually, no. I want to see this experiment.
You want to know why they legalized all the drugs?
Why?
Because they've been huffing fucking tree smoke all fucking year because their state's been burning down. That's why, you know what? I kind of like drugs now. Let me legalize all this shit.
But I kind of
No,
want to see how
because
it's
if
going to
you
turn out.
want to become a crackhead, become a crackhead. Don't keep voting you fucking the fucking. Oh, I need my.
Okay, but wait, hold up. Because
Need my shit.
isn't an argument that's always
do it
made?
at home than outside.
It's fucking retarded, bro.
No, but isn't an argument that's always made is that if you legalize drugs, if you legalize drugs, you can tax it, and on top of that, it will make it harder for crimes to monetize off of it. I don't know. I'm not quoting that exact argument.
Like that.
Listen,
But you know what I'm trying to say.
you seen a crackhead before, right?
Okay, bro, I'm just saying. Don't you want to see this experiment?
I don't need to see the. I live in New York,
But it's not legal here.
but there's still crackheads.
But it's not legal.
But they don't arrest crackheads.
But it's not legal.
It basically is.
Okay, all I want to see, what is the difference between a state that legalizes it versus a state that doesn't?
There's crackheads
Okay, I just want to
on
see.
tents in
Okay.
LA.
Listen, I was walking through New York and I saw a fucking crackhead with a needle. I know they're here. They're fucking crackheads. But I want to see if there's any difference if it's legal.
You think the legality?
Yes.
Listen, this is what I think is gonna happen.
I think his point is more
This-
will
this-
it benefit the economy more.
Well, not really. I
No.
just want to know if it's gonna be.
No, because think about this, right? If more people have access to it, correct?
Mhm.
If more people have access to it legally, and it already fucked up the people that got it illegally, all it's gonna do is fuck up more people legally.
I just want to know if that's what's gonna happen, so that in the future.
My hypothesis is this.
Okay,
right?
give me your hypothesis.
Alright, let me give you my hypothesis. Based off the fact that I've seen crack and heroin fuck up people illegally, because I don't know, it's shot in the dark here. Let me close my eyes real quick. I believe that when people get it legally, it will still fuck them up. That's just my shot in the dark.
Okay.
I don't
good.
know, but I've never guessed that.
But we don't know that yet. No. But we don't know that for sure yet. So my point is, if in the future, a state like, let's just say New York wants to legalize all drugs, I could be like, well, look what happened in Oregon. There's a precedence for it, so that's a bad idea. Right? Because an argument that's always made is, well, if everything was legal, then we could tax
But that's
it.
a bad argument.
Yes, but I just want to have the proof that I can show, be like, look at Oregon, look what happened.
So
Then
you want the proof of potentially millions of people's lives getting
It's
fucked
not
up.
my fucking state. That's why I'm for it. That's all I'm saying. I just want to see where the experiment
I
goes.
don't know. The experiment. I can just do experiments like this. Is like look at all the worst places in the country, and they're all drug ridden. And it's not because the drugs are illegal. They're poor. This is bad shit happens if you give people drugs.
Okay, but now imagine if every freaking hobo just starts doing steroids and is doing crack. Imagine a whole state of jacked maniacs.
Well, they won't be jacked.
They
You want to know why?
We can just send them.
Because they fucking sleep all day, standing up.
They're
They're gonna have the strongest calves. That's it.
They're gonna bench fucking 900.
They're not gonna bench shit. They're gonna have the strongest calves because they're gonna be like this all day.
But we could send them places. We'll have a whole army, a whole state of fucking badass motherfuckers.
They're hobos. What are they gonna do?
I don't know, but we could use them.
They're hobos. What are they gonna do? Like, hey, yo, give me some money. I won't shoot you.
If we were getting paid for the podcast, we were getting monetized already.
Fucking standing there for 10 hours and I need some more drugs, and they go get some. That's it.
Just imagine the possibilities of having a brolic ass hobo. You have never seen a brolic ass hobo.
Yeah,
Yes, I have in LA. I've seen a video. He did fucking chin ups all fucking day. He was tan as shit.
But imagine an army of them.
What are you gonna do? I just throw some crack on the floor, and they did oh shit, drugs, and I just fucking that's it.
Okay, but now imagine if we train them. We send them to Iraq. And we tell them that the Taliban got
Iraq has nothing but drugs.
We could have an army of pure maniacs.
All they gonna need to do is show them the drugs and recruit them. You just lost an army, stupid.
But they're hobos. And they're crackheads.
Exactly!
We win either way!
Huh?
We win either way. We either get rid of them or they're
Nah,
a powerful
because
ally.
they can use against us.
No, they can't. They can't.
Bro, you can't send the hobos overseas if overseas they have drugs to just recruit the hobos back. Then now they have the hobos, and now you have a whole army of hobos after us.
Okay, but there's
We
a way
get
out
rid
of
of
this.
them or they help us.
But we have American-made drugs. American-made drugs is better than any of those turban fuckers can make.
Are you sure?
What? They're mixing uranium in their shit, bro. That shit is straight
Bro,
nuclear,
bro,
straight
bro,
to the
bro.
bloodstream.
Do you know from experience?
Whatever, man. I just want to see what happens in Oregon. Why can't you just give me that? Why do you have to go against me?
Well,
when
Oregon's sky has been red all fucking year. I think if God does exist, that's a sign that this place is now meant for the devil. Okay, so I'm staying the fuck away from Oregon, right? If I even hear the word Oregon, I'm throwing up a fucking cross.
Oh, I didn't say I want to go to Oregon. I just want to see what happens to the state.
You should go over there and see.
No.
No, you should go over there and see.
We're not doing this.
You need a visual.
This is an experiment.
Yeah,
for
go
the country.
visually see the experiment, genius.
No, I didn't propose the law. I just want to see what happens.
Alright, you know, let's change the topic. How's your November going?
I love November. It's the best month of the year.
Are you doing no nut November?
No, I felt that like the first day of nut.
Nutty boy. I'm calling Nutty boy. How about you? How's your November going?
It's going. I mean.
I think then you both. Yeah, you went on vacation. Then
Yeah, but I came back on the first that
Oh,
morning.
so you made it just in time.
I made it just in time.
Just in time. We gotta send you ass back.
I'm about to get fucking jacked!
Anyway, how was
all this retained semen!
How was Texas?
Feel,
Though?
I'm gonna
Huh?
tell you that.
How was Texas? Now that you might go back in a few. permanently.
Fucking Veronica always finds the weirdest fucking friends, bro.
Listen, there's only one friend that apparently was good, and it was apparently Sarah.
No,
But-
they're still friends.
But you told me, see,
They're working through shit, but they're still friends.
girls and they're working.
Yeah, man. There's people are emotional and insecure and whatnot.
In good old Texas.
Yeah, man. But for like, she has retarded ass friends that. I'll just give a quick synopsis, right? A girl tried to insinuate that my girl was flirting with a 15-year-old.
Okay.
Right.
FBI, open up.
So I'm here like,
Mm-hmm.
what the fuck are you telling? What are you saying to me right now? And then the guy was like, yeah, man, she came to Taco Cabana because I had a discount.
Wait, what? Taco Cabana.
Yeah.
That's a place.
She came to Taco Cabana to get some tacos because I had a discount. She's cheating on you. I'm like, bro, do you know what flirting is?
Uh-huh.
She got cheaper tacos. You think that's flirting?
I mean, for some girls that would be cheating.
I mean, if a guy does it, it's cheating. If she does it, it's not.
Yes.
I'm out there like, you guys are fucking insane. And then I knew the girl was just looking to like to start an issue too, because when I was there, she, like, firstly, her and her boyfriend show no romantic feelings to each other at all. Like, you wouldn't even see like a pinky touch each other, type shit, right? Me and my girl was kissing, this and that, blah blah, blah. And then my girl had told me that one of the days they was hanging out, her name is Maha. Maha had told Veronica that Veronica should text me saying that she cheated on me and had sex with a guy. And Veronica was like, what the fuck is wrong with this girl? Did I continue to after Veronica told me this, I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with you to hang out with this girl in the first place? But I don't know, I'm not hanging out with no one right now. I'm like, you fucking weirdo.
I don't know, it seems to me like the females in Texas are a good no-no. I feel like they're all psychopaths.
It sounds like it.
We should just legalize fucking all drugs over there.
We should illegal all the females talking in Texas.
That would be a good fucking idea, just in general.
Yeah, just stop talking.
We're not gonna fucking attack by all the feminists.
I don't give a fuck.
It's like, oh my god, how dare you!
Hey, there's no such thing as bad publicity.
I don't know. Shit. I have to tell that to Trump. I'm out of costume.
You're gonna find out.
We'll find
You're
out.
gonna find out. But yeah, man, that girl is strange.
Oh, you watched the new Mandalorian?
No.
The new season?
No.
Let's not talk about
I'll say this about Star Wars. Star Wars has the best soundtrack of any franchise in history. It has the best soundtrack. Like, of just the dun dun dun, like the whole shit. Like, only thing that comes close to it is maybe Superman.
Oh, you mean like movie-wise? And
Yeah, like
show-wise?
they have the best sound. Star Wars they have the most iconic sounds.
Yeah, I guess
100%.
iconic too. I was thinking of like Lord of the Rings.
Lord of the Rings is close. I think Lord of the Rings as a series is much better than Star Wars. I think Star Wars doesn't even touch it. But when it comes to pure music and scenes, Star Wars has way better scenes, and Star Wars has way better music.
I was thinking Game of Thrones, but I guess iconic.
Da-na-na-na. That's the only one I know.
Yeah, that's only fucking. Oh, and besides was that this guy's song? What's his name? Something with a P?
Peter Dink.
No. At the end of the series is like season 8 was like episode 3 after the long fight.
The Long Night.
The long night, and the guy's singing. Or it's probably before the fight.
I think yeah, okay. I know exactly which one you're talking
It's
about.
like something song. Yeah. I forgot what it's called though.
Lady something. I know
Yeah,
which one you're talking
but
about, but it's Lady
besides that, Game of Thrones doesn't have iconic music besides its opening theme.
Yeah.
Dun, 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 dun.
Other than that, I'm blocked. I don't really know any like iconic.
Halo?
But no. You said.
But I guess
show-wise,
the level.
So, Halo.
No, but I guess to the level, because some songs you just know. Like as soon as they put them on, I'm like, oh yeah, that's Star Wars.
Like what? Like shows that have iconic or
You said like
movies?
shows and movies, because if it's including video games, I would say like Undertale has a really good soundtrack. Halo in general.
Halo's probably the most iconic game track. Maybe Mario too.
yeah,
but
Mario was one of them.
It's definitely between Mario, Zelda, Halo. Those probably definitely top 3.
No, I think Mario beats it all.
Yeah, Mario's definitely number 1. I think Halo's number 2.
Yeah, I
Maybe.
agree with Sam.
I think Halo's number 2.
Like I already know like all of the Mario soundtracks in my head. It's just like you hear one of them, you're like, oh, that's fine. But
Dun 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 dun
but
dun 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 dun. You can.
Yeah,
Dun 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 dun. Yeah,
but
definitely has some of the best soundtracks.
yeah.
I just wish Star Wars, like the story wasn't so monotone sometimes. Like I feel like the characters, I don't care about them.
Okay, but which one? 'Cause you gotta be. Listen, if it's the
Even the
sequel-
originals. When I look back at the originals now, I feel like the acting is so monotone, and I think that it's only like that because I didn't watch the originals first. I watched these first. Like I watched the prequels, and then
Sequels.
I watched the prequels. Then I watched the originals. Then I watched the sequel.
I mean, the sequels is just straight up.
But I think the sequels have better acting than the originals. Of like actors, they just based off an acting ability, acted their roles better. They were actual characters.
Nah.
The originals had better character arcs. Like the characters went through better arcs. But I'm talking about just the actors acting themselves. That I feel like the original.
Okay, I will agree with you. We're talking about acting because I do believe that the actors in the sequels are better actors. Okay. The way they portray the characters.
Yes.
But the characters in the originals, to me, they were just top notch. They were just top notch in every way.
For me, I just never believed them.
Because no, I agree with you. Because there's some of that in there. Sometimes I'm like, some of the words you're using is kind of weird. But I chalk it up to one.
It's not even just kind of weird. It's like the tone of how they speak.
Yeah, but it's also the 1998.
The manner. I think that's what it is too. It takes me out of it.
Yeah,
I can never be immersed into the originals.
Let me check.
I mean, I will say this.
It was the 80s, 70s. The 70s when it first came out.
Like the originals.
1977. So it's like, I think it's just the times. But to me, I mean, as a kid, I just fucking love that shit. And the character arcs.
Iconic soundtrack, Jurassic Park.
Yeah,
Harry Potter.
Harry Potter is a big one. You know what's crazy?
Harry Potter's better than Star Wars.
I never watched the whole Harry Potter.
I'll say it right now. Harry Potter is a top 3 movie franchise of all time.
Harry Potter has
has 8 movies.
Like 8 movies.
When
we talk about Star Wars, you gotta keep in mind, I only count the originals. I don't count the fucking sequels.
Count the prequels. You don't count the prequels?
That's why Harry Potter's better. Because all the Harry Potter movies are pretty much good.
If we're
either average or great.
If we're looking at it that way, then yes. But I don't count the sequels for Star Wars.
And then you had to go same thing with
prequels. Without the prequels, you wouldn't have Darth Vader.
What do you mean? You still have it.
Darth Vader has the best story though.
He does.
Like the prequels have the better story.
He does.
To me, that and I can see
in the prequels. In the prequels, he was the main character.
No, but to me, the story of Darth Vader is the story of Star Wars.
I agree. Because Darth Vader
is the coolest character in Star Wars.
Yeah, he goes from a kid that doesn't know jack to an orphan.
Yeah.
And then he goes from light side is good, and then someone's like, no, it's not. Like his morals just get broken.
The thing with the prequels is they just missed the execution of it.
I agree.
Like it had so much potential in it.
I agree.
But they just failed at executing at it.
I agree.
That's why I'm critical of it.
I think, and this is just my opinion, if they were to remake the prequels now, they would be much better, and they would be heralded as the best.
I'd agree. Yeah.
Cause I feel like first they were caught in this kind of weird time loop where when the prequels were made was like early 2000s. Straight out of 90s. So 90s was this big action movie kind of style of whatever, and exposition dumps were gigantic back then. Were within those kind of movies, and it did not work for Star Wars. Even though Star Wars are known for exposition dumps, I feel like the prequels and the sequels now kind of just show that Star Wars has never had really good writers in the first place. In my opinion, the lore of Star Wars, fantastic until it's explained to you.
The originals was good writing. The problem with the sequels is like the problem with the sequels. The sequels was that the first one was written by J.J. Abrams. The second one
is the worst Star Wars movie ever.
Because they actually there was never a plan for the sequels. They never mapped it out. So J.J. Abrams is his own thing. Then the next person.
And everyone loved the original for a sequel.
Yeah, because the original was
The New Hope.
A1. It was beautiful.
No. I'm talking about the sequel. The sequels. The first one that J.J. Abrams made.
Oh yes, it definitely.
Everyone loved it.
It started amazing.
Everyone was excited for the whole Star Wars franchise.
And then
I wasn't. I thought it was dumb. The first one.
What was dumb about it?
I don't remember the specifics.
She basically just did Luke's story all over again.
Yeah,
I don't remember the specifics, but because it was a while ago. But I remember when I came out of the movie theater, I was like.
For me, as an introduction, as the first movie, as the entry to the sequels after a long ass break, I think it did the job.
Listen, bro. That's the story of the beginning story of Rey, Luke, and Anakin are all the same. The story arcs of all three of the characters are the exact same. Literally, learning powers. Am I good or bad? I think I'm good. Only difference is Darth Vader went somewhere else. That's it.
And
Besides-
Rey just became a fucking Super Saiyan after like the end of the movie, which it bothers me. Hindsight.
Yeah, I think it might have been. I don't remember the specifics because it was like. I don't
I
know
mean,
how long ago.
people were able to accept Luke becoming the strongest Jedi in the fucking existence of ever.
No, because there was an explanation for it.
Huh?
There was a natural progression of the character. In the first movie, he was basically useless, and then he was learning. In the second movie, he was halfway there.
In the first one, he was using like the blaster.
He was using the blaster most of the time. In the second movie, he was halfway there. You saw that he improved, but not enough to defeat Darth Vader. In the third one, he finally became a master.
Mm-hmm.
Go to Rey. Rey, she didn't know anything about
But
the Force.
strong enough to fight someone who's been practicing with the Force for years, decades. So you're telling me
no, but there's
okay, I understand what you're saying, but
there's a time jump though.
Okay, but I want you to understand the time jump, right? We have Anakin on one side who's trained in the Force. We can assume since he was 10 years old. Mm-hmm. That's when they found him, and then he went into the Jedi thingy, and then he had Luke when he was like what 20, and then Luke doesn't fight him until Anakin's about going on 40. So Anakin has been training in the Force about 30 years. We're talking about prime Anakin, 30 years of training, a super genius just like Luke, talented just like Luke, and then Luke took like 5 years to beat him. It's like, come on.
I don't think
Yoda taught him though.
So what?
I don't think
Yoda's like one of the best.
Yoda couldn't even beat Palpatine in a straight one-on-one. And then Anakin continued his training with Palpatine.
No, but it's not even
for the next decades.
But it's not about the trainer. It's also about the student. Because what is it? Fuck, I forgot his name. Luke was trained by Yoda, and
yeah, he beat him. He beat him when Anakin was still learning.
Yeah, but it doesn't.
Obi-Wan still had more training in the Force at that time when they fought.
And then it doesn't matter. Later, he didn't win because he was old.
Okay, again, but it doesn't matter if your teacher's stronger than somebody. What does it matter? Why are you guys arguing about the teachers? Just because your teacher is weak doesn't mean he has nothing to teach you.
What I'm suggesting is, if you're willing to accept the fact that within a 5-year, if I'm being generous, I can give Luke 10 years. It doesn't even matter. I can give him a decade of training with Yoda and whatnot. Mace Windu couldn't fuck. Wouldn't be able to fuck with that Darth Vader or Palpatine at that time. Literally all the Jedis are dead. All of them are dead besides the two.
You do realize that they died though because they got just grouped on by clones.
Yeah, sure, and a lot of
it was like 40 blasters pointed at one guy with a sword.
And most of the ones that stayed alive were killed by Darth Vader.
Not necessarily. He got his fucking.
Okay, but what's the point of arguing? Because what I'm saying is that it doesn't matter if Yoda is weaker than...
I agree because Luke
I'm arguing that if we were to put together a talent side by side, let's say about dead even, right? We would put the teachers side by side.
Okay.
About dead even. Palpatine for Yoda, I think that's a fair match, and they both had an Obi-Wan as a teacher. That's about dead even. And then you give Darth Vader or Anakin decades of practice with Palpatine after. If you're willing to accept the jump that Luke can take out Anakin after that, then it's like, okay, well, I mean, I don't really see why it's that big of a deal if...
Luke is also his son, and
no. What I'm saying is that
he's as strong as him because the Force passed down to him. And
yeah, but the thing is that
sure, but then Palpatine then too. Palpatine is raised grand.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is that it doesn't matter if your teacher is weaker. It's up to the student to learn.
Sure, but I'm not just using the teachers. I'm using the teachers as a base for what the students will do.
No, you can't.
I'm not using the powers.
You can do that.
What do you mean?
What do you mean I said base? The teacher's potential has nothing to do with the student's potential. You can learn,
but the potential are evenly matched.
But the student can surpass the teacher, and he clearly surpassed the teacher.
Sure, but same thing with Darth Vader. Darth Vader was stronger than Palpatine before Darth Vader died.
No, he wasn't.
Yes, he was. No, the only reason he could not beat Palpatine was that because Palpatine built a weakness into his suit.
No. It has nothing to do with the weakness in his suit.
Yes, it is.
Darth Vader was never stronger than Palpatine. The reason Darth Vader was never stronger than Palpatine is because when Anakin suffered the injury, he cut his connection to the Force. Darth Vader is always going to be weaker than Palpatine. There's nothing he can do. It has nothing to do with the connection, the suit.
All right.
Are you gonna argue it? You cannot argue that point against me. It's no.
Sure, bro. There's a lot of comments that suggest that Darth Vader was stronger than Palpatine at the time.
There's no comments that suggest.
Yes, there are. Yes, there are.
There's plenty of comics that show otherwise.
You know, after the podcast is over, we're gonna look it up.
Look it up, and then we prove
and
it
then,
wrong.
and if I'm wrong, you can add a note at the end of the podcast. Sam was wrong. But if I'm right, we can add a note at the end of the podcast that says
All
Sam's
right.
actually correct.
Game on.
Good.
Game on.
Good. What else we have to talk about on the podcast? That's it. Okay.
The Xbox, they're releasing actual review copies now.
Oh, did you hear that the demo copies for the PlayStation 5 were overheating?
Only aside from you.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
I posted it
hilarious.
on social media.
That's fucking hilarious. People are like, "Oh no, the Xbox is getting too hot," and now fucking PlayStation.
No one said no one said the Xbox is getting too hot, and they tested it too. The degrees. The
Yeah,
Xbox is cooler than the PlayStation 5.
Yeah, no. The media, not like the actual people that do give a biased opinion. They were like, "Oh, it overheats." When people actually tested it, it's like it doesn't overheat. It's a console. It's normal.
Yeah, they was just talking shit. Bro.
And then the people that were giving.
I'm still getting the Xbox.
Xbox is probably.
I'm gonna get Sony. I'm gonna get the PlayStation, but only. Thing is, I don't want to get it just to play 2 games, because that's basically what I'm gonna do if I get the PlayStation. I'm gonna get it for Spider-Man and God of War. Fuck that! I'm just gonna watch a playthrough.
You know what's dumb though? PlayStation, instead of just allowing you to use your controller on both consoles, they're like, nope, our new controller has this special thing that the other one doesn't have, so fire.
But I think that goes with the philosophy of just Japanese people in general.
Yeah, fair enough. It might just be the
Like I think only the GameCube controller, for the most part, has ever been backwards compatible with any system after that, and that's only because of Smash. Because Smash is their most popular game that they basically ever sold, and everyone likes to play Smash on that controller. They will not play Smash on any other controller.
Yeah, but
that's about it. Besides that, Wii
Wii
controllers aren't compatible with the Switch. You can't use the Wii U with the Switch, but you can use the GameCube. It's insane.
But Microsoft, they're gonna win this generation hands down. They got a.
Oh no! They have a long way to catch up.
In my opinion, they're gonna have the biggest library. They're gonna end up having the biggest library.
That doesn't change. That doesn't mean they're gonna win. If enough games are cross-gen, so this is the dilemma with Microsoft right now. How many AAA games can you make that are amazing? You have to think. Sony right now has a plethora of AAA games that they have ready to go. If they want to make another like Last of Us, they can shit out another one if they wanted. It would make money. It would make money. I don't care what the review said about the game. It would still make money.
Yeah.
You have Spider-Man, who is always gonna sell you shit, and then you have just whatever the
Call
fuck
of Duty exclusive.
they have. Call of Duty exclusive. That's gigantic.
Yeah.
Xbox was competing with PlayStation until that happened. Until that switch on a 360, from 360 to Xbox One, and when they switched to PlayStation 3, that's when Sony caught up and passed 360. So it's like there's a lot of things. Like Sony has a lot of great exclusives.
Yeah, but like the hype that's building up for the new Halo game.
Yeah, that's one game though.
They got Gears still.
Gears is not as big as you think it is.
They have Bethesda. They have Bethesda
Sure.
and Obsidian.
Sure. So they can get a Skyrim, that's gigantic, and they can get a what is this?
Fallout.
And they can get a Fallout.
They have the Star something, Everfield, something like that. I forget the name. But it's so hyped in the Bethesda community.
But what I'm saying is they need a Last of Us, right?
Their Fallout.
They need
Fallout Skyrim is
they
like their
okay,
Last of Us.
but they need a new something. They don't need an old something. They need a new something. That's what I'm saying.
They do not see E3 when people are like, oh, when Bethesda was like, yeah, new Skyrim. Everybody was like, holy crap.
Sure, but you can get Skyrim on a computer.
Yeah, but it's still
A lot of people still play Skyrim on a computer. Sure, it'll make Microsoft money, but they're trying to sell consoles.
Would you rather spend $500? Would you rather spend $560 to get the new console and Skyrim, or pay $1,060 to get a PC and a Skyrim, not including monitor?
The bigger picture is, how can they sell the consoles to people? If people already have PCs,
people are gonna end up getting the new console. Most people won't rather buy. You won't rather buy a PC than a console.
there's more PC gamers, I think, than there are console owners.
Yeah, but PC takes more space. So kids are around my age,
Mm-hmm.
they're probably gonna get PCs consoles because they're cheaper, and the parent doesn't want to buy them $1,000 plus a monitor, which is how much did your monitor cost you?
300.
300.
I mean, but you can get something else.
You have a game monitor?
All right,
Yeah,
so
I'm gonna get I have to get a 4K one for it before the.
so
system comes out.
1,300, and I'm guessing the keyboard and the mouse came with the PC,
Yeah,
right?
too.
All right, plus however much for your game, that's 1,300. A parent would much rather just spend 500 on a console and be like, here you go, plug it into the TV. Or if they really do want a monitor, again, my brother has the
Sure.
console and the monitor.
But for the most part, with kids right now, kids don't dictate the console war. They dictate the next console war. They don't dictate this console war.
yeah, no.
This console war is dictated by people that already have been fans for a long time. And always have believed that it's the smart people to decide which console is gonna win. It's never the dumb people. The dumb people just follow. So, Xbox has the better system right now, the better performing system, for the exact same price. Will that hold up over PlayStation's exclusives?
Actually, they have one of their consoles is cheaper, and it's basically the exact same thing.
Sure.
Minus downing a few things and not have ray tracing
Mhm.
and stuff. So, if a kid doesn't want a disc drive, what does the new one cost? Like $300, right?
Like $300,
The
like a Switch,
Series
yeah.
S.
It's like
It costs like $300. There you
$300.
go. And a PlayStation, they both cost around $500.
Sure. Now what you want to know, if you're Microsoft, will that be enough to catch up? Because it's not a close race. It's not a close race with Sony and Microsoft. I know Microsoft people. I'm a Microsoft person. Would make you believe when it comes to console selling that they're close. It's not close. I think they have like 100 million more fucking sales than Microsoft does. They own most of the market for consoles.
I
market
think
share.
in the beginning of this generation, I don't think they're gonna be winning.
They're not going to be winning. It's going to take into the end of the generation for us to catch up.
But later on, they're 100% gonna win in the end. In Japan,
Yeah.
they won't win.
Yeah.
But in America, at least,
Mhm.
I think they're gonna win by the end of the generation.
Mhm.
That's the point I'm trying to make.
If they get
They're gonna
a
win
foothold in Japan, that's it. I think we're boring this guy. Let's start wrapping this shit
I
up.
stopped caring about consoles. Consoles.
This has
Then
been a
give
Lidat
me your
podcast.
ex.
I am your
That one's staying
host,
with me.
Sam.
Okay, then give me your
Jose.
your
Go fuck yourself.
Please.
Jose.
Yes.
Okay, goodbye.